Connected universes are amazing things. For example, the What Culture shared universe. Yes, look, there we all are, film and wrestling and gaming and whatever it is that Ash does. We exist in the same universe as The Simpsons. Yep, here's me, the linchpin of the WCEU, also playing the character of Adam Cleary in the Defiant Wrestling universe. Boom, yes, that's my finisher. Anyway, Bret Hart is also featured in this universe, and here he is, as himself, buying a house in The Simpsons, ergo myself and the rest of the great men and women of What Culture could turn up in an episode of The Simpsons any day now. My name is Adam Cleary, and these are 7 TV shows you didn't realise were set in the same universe. Number 7, The Powerpuff Girls, Samurai Jack, and Dexter's Lab. Powerpuff Girls, Samurai Jack, and Dexter's Lab were 3 of the most iconic Cartoon Network shows of all time, and I will fight absolutely anybody who tries to tell me otherwise. But they've got more in common than merely being way better than Cow and Chicken. First of all, there's an episode of Samurai Jack where you can clearly see a billboard that's ripped straight out of the Powerpuff Girls, basically meaning that the latter takes place in some sort of post-apocalyptic Townsville way in the future. But taking this a step further, there are several Powerpuff Girls episodes where Dexter himself makes a cameo appearance. In one scene in the episode Forced Kin, he shows up in a crowd looking up at Mojo Jojo's giant robot. Number 6, Mad About You, Friends, and Seinfeld. Friends and Mad About You were both airing on NBC in the 90s, and they actually established an NBC shared sitcom universe thanks to Ursula Buffet. In Friends, it's revealed that Phoebe has a twin sister named Ursula, which obviously Lisa Kudrow also plays. But this all stems from the original character of Ursula, played by Kudrow, on an episode of Mad About You. When she got the part as Phoebe, the writers thought it would be fun to explain her Mad About You appearance by having the characters be twin sisters. They even had Helen Hunt, who plays Jamie on Mad About You, make an appearance at Central Perk and mistake Phoebe for Ursula. But that's not all! In an episode of Mad About You, Kramer has a cameo as the new owner of Paul's apartment. So if Seinfeld is in the same universe as Mad About You, that means it's also in the same universe as Friends. Number 5, Gravity Falls and Rick and Morty. Shows on the same network crossing over is one thing, but here's one between Disney XD and Cartoon Network just to blow your mind clean out of your nose. In the pilot episode of Rick and Morty, which aired in December 2013, Rick opens up a bunch of portals to other universes. If you look closely, you can see a pen, a notepad, and a mug dropping through one of those portals. Then, in an episode of Gravity Falls, nearly 1 year later in October 2014, Stan accidentally drops his pen, notepad, and mug through a portal. Now, I know what you're thinking. People drop mugs through portals all the time. Here, for example, is me throwing one into What Culture Gaming, but look, that is the same mug. Number 4, Wonderfalls, Dead Like Me, Pushing Daisies, and Hannibal. Brian Fuller is one of the most brilliant creative minds on television, and it's highly implied that all of his shows share the same world, which his fans have very inventively dubbed the Fullerverse. In Hannibal, the character of Gretchen Speck Horowitz appears in an episode, and she originates in Wonderfalls. Then Marianne Beetle, also a Wonderfalls character, showed up on Pushing Daisies. Then of course there are references to the many fictional companies. Pushing Daisies has the Happy Time Temp agency where George Lass works on Dead Like Me. There have also been the reappearances of brands throughout the shows, like Lil Ivy's Cocktail Cherries originating in Wonderfalls and then appearing in Pushing Daisies. Number 3, Lost and Once Upon a Time. It is admittedly a bit of a stretch to even say that by the end Lost was even connected to itself, but nonetheless its creators Edward Kitsis and Adam Horowitz did try to tie it into Once Upon a Time. First of all, there's dozens of references to Apollo bars, a fictional candy that originated in Lost. Oceanic Airlines also exists in the Once Upon a Time universe, which is admittedly maybe not a great thing. Plus there's McCutcheon Scotch Whiskey and Exposé, Nikki and Paolo's TV series. I do want to call this all very ingenious, but Lost itself made about as much sense as this photo, and I'm still not over it. Number 2, Law & Order, The X-Files, The Wire, Arrested Development, and Sesame Street. John Munch is a character played by Richard Belzer, who originally appeared in the show Homicide: Life on the Street and then would just never stop showing up on TV for the rest of time. He was a series regular on Law & Order Special Victims Unit, as well as getting 4 episodes on the original Law & Order. He popped up on The Wire, on The X-Files, and even had a cameo appearance in Arrested Development, cementing that as being part of this weird goddamn megaverse. And yes, here he is, in Muppet form on Sesame Street. Number 1, the Nickverse. Pretty much every single Nickelodeon live-action show was connected to one another in some obvious and/or subtle way. Ladies and gentlemen, you can stick Marvel up your funnel because we have the Nickverse. Firstly, there is an episode of Drake and Josh where you can hear an Amanda Show sketch playing in the background, so right off the bat we can connect those two. Then there's Penelope Taint, Amanda's #1 fan, who also makes an appearance on All That. So that's also a TV show in the Drake and Josh universe, and we have 2 levels here. Characters from Drake and Josh appear in iCarly, Victorious, and Unfabulous, so all of those connect. Stacey and Quinn from Zoe 101 appear in iCarly, so they're in, plus you then have to throw in the spin-offs Sam and Cat and Gibby. So that's the Amanda Show, All That, Drake and Josh, Unfabulous, Zoe 101, iCarly, Victorious, Sam and Cat and Gibby, all in one universe. Where is their Infinity War?